Do we get a snap count on Brinson?
Warren Brinson, our boy, was at 21 snaps.
All right.
Okay.
Again, it's good.
Sorrell out there a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aaron Sorrell came untouched and nailed Joey Flacco on that one play, man. I was hoping he'd hit home. And listen, he didn't do anything special on that play. Let's don't kid ourselves. But I'm the biggest Aaron Sorrell fan on the face of the earth, man. I want him to succeed so bad. But he just came untouched, and Flacco seen his life flash before his eyes on that play for sure, man. All right, let's go to the box score, gents. Let's hit it here. So let's start with Jordan Love. 19 of 26, 259 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was sacked once for a 3-yard loss. Joe Flacco was 29 of 45, 219 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He was sacked once for a loss of 6 yards. So, again, Flacco didn't destroy you, but he protected the football and kept his team in it, although the Packers did get the 27-18 victory there. I hate that interception for Jordan Love, man. If it hadn't been for that, you're looking at that stat line going pretty darn good. But they did push the ball down the field when they needed to. It was less of a dink and dunk game for sure. Get your all's take on Jordan Love's performance and the stats there, and then we'll move on to the running game.
Jacob, you can confirm that. So Jordan hit the over on yards, right? Passing yards.
I was going to say he hit the over on passing yards. He hit the over on the rushing yards. Like Clayton said, if he just pulls up and throws that ball out of bounds, then everybody's talking about this as being an absolutely smart type of game. He's going to make a few mistakes here and there. That's only the second interception he's thrown thus far in the season. That's still pretty darn good. 259, 1 touchdown, only took 1 sack, which again was kind of frustrating, but the way that he moved through the pocket, the way that he used his legs, the way that he didn't panic in certain situations. I don't know if you guys remember that dump off that he did when he scrambled, looked like he was going to go past the line of scrimmage, decided to kind of like backstep and then find Josh Jacobs, who then turned it up the field for like a 21-yard run. Mm-hmm. And it was just a thing of beauty, man. And it was him just understanding like, nope, not the time to run. We can give this off to Jacobs, who I believe maybe gets the MVP game ball of this game.
Yeah, Nick McSwain points out here, too, 73% completion percentage for Love, by the way. So, Tim, he improves from 69% to, I imagine he's in the 70% mark now.
That's where you want to be. Yeah, we're all dwelling on the pick, but, hey, they happen. You're going to have a handful of them in a season. Doesn't mean you're not playing really good football, And to Jacob's point, too, it's cool to see Jordan not hesitate to be creative, right? Even in a scramble move, you're extending the play. You can beat him with your feet, but you've got Josh Jacobs open in the flat, man. It's hard not to want to get your playmakers the ball, and it's just cool to see Jordan really playing well-rounded. I think as a quarterback would be the best way to describe it.
Absolutely, I'm super happy with J Love, man. 250 yards, we'll take that. He was super accurate. You had one tip and then, a couple smart throwaways, use your legs. You really can't be mad at that. Again, it's crazy though, how we don't even, we're not even pushing it over 30 passes a game. Really, he's not having to just throw us to win a game. We need him to be a win because quarterback. Right. So I think he's heading there in, every step.
Coach Lynn says Love was solid. Other than that pick, he bounced back the rest of the game. And that throw where he sat in the pocket, rolled left, and he hit Matthew Golden with pressure in his face on that perfect throw on the sideline. Yeah. Love it, dude. Love it. So, Josh Jacobs, 18 carries for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns running on the ground there. Had a long of 16. Jordan Love had 7 carries for 26 yards. Matthew Golden, 2 carries for 16 yards. I think one of them was that swing pass on the orbit motion. So it's technically a run, although it was a pass, if that makes sense. Emmanuel Wilson only 3 for 11, but Josh Jacobs, man, showed up big time. This is the game you needed to get Jacobs back on track. 18 carries, 93 yards. What'd y'all think of the running game? We'll start with you this time, Tim.
How about get busy Bo Melton getting the snap on offense? Hey. Travis Hunter's not the only guy playing both sides of the ball, baby.
Travis Hunter, who?
Yeah, let's go, Bo.
I seen his soul leave his body when he got hit on the sideline. I was so worried. Hey, kudos to him getting right back up.
Yeah, he popped right back up. Bo's a tough one for sure.
Scared to make his stomach hurt.
Yeah. But not to overshadow the performance from Josh Jacobs. Really, really thought he was going to crack that century mark, that 100-yard mark today. Came a little close. That's cool, though. 2 tutters. We love it. And it's no coincidence that, when Josh has good games, this team plays well, right? So I'm all for it.
Definitely. Yeah, super happy that we were over 150 in rushing. I think that's a great step for the O-line. I think that'll help them a lot.
Yeah, Godsmack with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. He says, yeah, I agree. I've had my problems with Bisaccia over the years with all the special teams mishaps, plus sticking with the Amari Rodgers disaster. Credit where it's due. He coached a hell of a game today with the new kickers. So, guys.
How about that? Well, I'll be.
Keeping it real. Keeping it a buck. I like that.
I'm telling you. Thank you for that super chat.
You're an amazing person. You know that, don't you?
And beyond the kicking game too, right? Coverage looked pretty good on kicks and punts. We had a couple nice returns. Blocking was good. I don't think we had one penalty in special teams. I think that was one of the 5.
Hopper got a little excited, right?
Yeah, Tyron Hopper just a little excited.
He was just trying to tell him that he goes to the weight room. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Nixon returning that low kick. That was good.
He wanted to break that. He wanted his 6 points right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, somebody who
beautiful.
I think it was Kobe Wooden that was trying to block downfield, and he didn't like the angle that Nixon took, because you seen Kobe look at Nixon like, "What the hell are you do? You Like they wanted that so bad, man. So bad.
Yep, so true.
Yeah. All right. So the team statistics in the running game: 33 carries, 153 yards for 2 touchdowns. You jump over to Cincinnati's side, 16 carries, only 55 yards. So the run defense showed up big time today. All right, moving on to receiving. Look who's leading the way, boys. Matthew Golden, 3 catches, 86 yards with a long of 35. Behind him, you got Josh Jacobs, 5 catches, 57 yards with a long of 29. Romeo Dobbs, 5 catches, 55 yards with a long of 21 yards. Tucker Kraft, 2 catches on only 2 targets, 43 yards, and the tutter, 24 is his long. And then Dontavion Wicks caught both of his targets, 2 for 15. Luke Musgrave caught 1 of his 2 targets for 7. Poor Emmanuel Wilson caught a pass but lost 4 yards. So Matthew Golden has emerged every single week. Emilio, every week, Golden's numbers get better. Do they not?
They do. And we were talking earlier this season, like, if he gets 400 in the first quarter or whatever, he didn't get that, right? But it wasn't the fact of not trying. I think Jordan's starting to believe in him a lot more. He saw his hands, he sees his speed. It's really exciting. I mean, once you get Christian out there, it's going to be crazy. You saw Jaden Reed on the sideline. The offense is, I think, what we thought it could have been, in the spring, but it's cool to actually see it happen on the field. Matthew Golden with great hands, great speed, and just fun to watch.
Yeah, United Bates crunching the tough math here, Jacob. He says, if I calculated right, Love is now at 70% completion percentage on the year. He's 103 completions on only 147 attempts. And I think you're going to see more of this with Matthew Golden. What do you think, Jacob? How'd you feel about Matthew Golden's performance today, man?
I mean, he crushed it. Just a real quick to skip back. Josh Jacobs reached the over on his yards. Jordan Love on his rushing yards reached the over. Matthew Golden reached the over. Emmanuel Wilson was under, but that's fine. And then if you look at the receiving yards, Golden smashed his over. Jacobs smashed the over. Dobbs killed the over. Kraft was just a smidge below, and so was Wicks, but then Musgrave had the over. It was kind of people are going to sit here and maybe complain that it wasn't a dominant win. I'd argue that it kind of was in certain aspects. Yeah. It just wasn't maybe the way that it felt good watching, and that the announcers went, and kind of gushed all over us. But I think that we actually put together a pretty solid team win when you consider the fact that the special teams, for once, I think were probably the most perfect of the 3, followed by, I think, probably the defense, and the offense did what they needed to do in certain situations, which it was a team win, and I'm not mad about it whatsoever.
Yeah, Coach Lynn says Golden reminds me of Chase when I was watching on both sides of the ball today. Coach, he's got the strongest hands of a receiver. I mean, Romeo's got strong hands. I'm to the point where I feel like Golden's hands are stronger than Romeo's, but Romeo has a little bit better body control at this point. Rome just can find that soft spot, and he ain't afraid to take a hit. Matthew Golden kind of feels like his contact balance is off a little bit. Like he I don't know, it's like he's looking for contact when he catches the ball sometimes. Like he's a little more aware of that, and rightfully so. He's a rookie, right? I'm sure Rome was the same way his rookie year, but those two really complement each other well, man. Romeo in the X, Golden in the Z. Yeah. We might have Christian Watson next week or the week.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
exciting stuff, man. Exciting stuff.
And the perfect opportunity for Scoot to work his way back in. Having dynamic receivers like this on the field with you, it's going to you can't pay attention to everyone. You can't double everyone. You can't send help to everyone. So an opportunity for Scoot to hopefully get his legs under him in the next couple of weeks.
Dave C makes a great point. He says it wasn't a 42-7 dominant win, but it was a game we led the entire time, most of it by 2 possessions. It's a great point. We led the entire game today.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And 42-7 is still a win. You know, you don't get like an extra credit for boat racing someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, moving along to defense. Look who led the way here, boys. Adrian Cooper, 11 tackles, 4 of which were solo, 1 tackle for a loss. Right behind him, Quay Walker, although if I have to be a little negative, Quay gets beat on the touchdown, right, down the seam or what have you. He played it pretty well, you know, like his hand was on the ball. It was just you could tell he was beating himself up a little bit because he was just a split second late on reaction.
I can't wait to watch that one on Chalk Talk, Clayton. Yeah. I mean, that one's got to make it. Because I only got one look. I haven't got to watch back yet, but I was wondering what our safeties were doing on that look.
But to me, it looked, and it's early, it looked like there was some kind of match concept. It's kind of like that whole red 2 approach. Once you get inside the red zone, a lot of that stuff becomes matchy if and then. And to me, it looked like he was matching the 2 or the 3, and the guy it was a hell of a throw. It was a tight end, right? Strong hand catch. And he was there, but he just got his head around at the last second, still got a hand on the ball, and just about knocked it out. So,
okay.
To me, it looked like it was his responsibility, but I'm with you, Tim. Until we go watch the tape, we don't know for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I wonder how many do you consider explosive plays? Is it over 20 or 25 yards in the passing game / running game? Because I felt like that there was at least 10 plus for the Packers, maybe even more, where we're getting these big chunk plays where in the a few games past, it felt like that we just couldn't get the offense going. Do you think Chalk Talk may have a longer session?
Plays, yeah.
Yeah.
Typically, the way I pick on the plays on Chalk Talk is on scoring drives, I try to show the explosive plays because you get an explosive play, you triple your chances of scoring on that specific drive. And like you said, passing plays of 20 yards or more are considered explosive. Running plays of 10 yards or more consider explosive. There are some websites that just say a gain of 15 yards is an explosive, no matter if it's a run or a pass. So that's why I was always taught 10 and 20 are the numbers that number holds true in terms of tripling your chances of scoring on that particular drive. So moving along here, Evan Williams, 7 tackles, 1 for a loss. He looks so comfortable out there playing football, man. Like Xavier McKinney, 6 tackles. Keyshawn Nixon, 6 tackles, 1 for a loss. Listen, if you look at the stat line and the passer rating when targeted is going to be ugly for Keyshawn, he had great coverage today.
Yeah.
But he's just his ball awareness, getting the head back around. And here's the thing. I'm going to kind of defend him a little bit. When you're in man coverage, that's going to happen, right? Your eyes are on your work. You're not playing the ball. I know people are like, hey, man, he needs to get his head around. I got you. I'm with you. I wish he would too. But when you're in man coverage, the top priority isn't get your head around. The top priority is play your man and play through their hands to the ball, right? Yeah. Is typically how it's taught. So less man coverage, I feel like, fixes that, but that's just me, man.
I would agree with that for sure. That's exactly what we talked about going into the game this week, Clayton. We talked about, man, we really didn't want to see one-on-one man coverage with Jamar Chase and no safety help, and that's exactly what we got on a tutter to Jamar Chase today.
Yeah, definitely. Javon Bullard, 6 tackles, 1 for a loss. Carrington Valentine, 3 tackles. Micah Parsons, only 3 tackles, guys. No sacks. No tackles for a loss either. Now, those 3 tackles I felt like were pretty impactful. They were great plays. Yep. I remember seeing him, breaking off a double team and making the tackle. Nate Hobbs had 2 tackles. Both were solo. Lucas Van Ness, 2 tackles, 1 sack with a tackle for a loss there as well. So, and I know Rashawn Gary only had 1 tackle on the day. He accounted 2 pressures. We'll see what NFL Pro has him set out there though. So
Keyshawn, they have PFF had him at 10 targets, 6 receptions for 49 yards and a touchdown.
That's going to kill his passer rating.
Yeah, so that's the 105 is what they had it at. And then you were talking about Quay. Quay was 7 of 7 targets, 6 receptions for 51 yards. So he gave up the most yardage and a touchdown. So, I mean, those are your 2 that were over 100 on rating, and that's kind of where they made up their difference, really.
Do we have a PFF grade on Colby Wooden? I just see him on this list. Do you have
look
any?
that up, Emilio? Hey, fam, I got to hit this troll real quick. Parsons is too focused on his podcast. You're an idiot. He stopped doing the podcast when he came to Green Bay, bub. So,
AFAM's too focused on the Chiefs. Hey, don't you have a Chiefs game to watch tonight? AFAM, go watch your Chiefs play. Stay out of the chat. Quit polluting the chat with your nonsense.
With your crusty mustache. Go ahead, Emilio. What are you going to say?
Mr. Colby Wooden, second highest defensive grade for the team, 72-8, 75 run defense, 71 tackling, 57 pass rush, 32 out of 65 snaps.
That's my dude. I had a feeling we'd get a game from Colby Wooden. He's really stepped up since Devontae Wyatt went down, man.
Mm-hmm. Love to see it, man. Now, let's show a little love here to special teams. Savion Williams, 3 returns for 96 yards. He looks comfortable, boys.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you had Bo Melton, 1 return for 36 yards. He looked comfortable as well. Romeo Dobbs with the 2 punt returns, 2 for 14 yards. Obviously, it's all about just field the damn punt. Like, we don't have a punt returner. And I'm
glad that they put Matthew out there. He fair caught it. There was no one around him. They were probably like,
people were raking him over the coals on Twitter.
I was happy it was over with after that. It's one of those, dude, we cannot replace him. Let's move on.
Yeah. And then, of course, Havrasik, right? Did I got it right? Havras. I don't know where they find these damn guys. Why do they always sign people that I can't pronounce their names? It's unbelievable. Like, can't we get, a Bill Jones or a Bob Johnson or somebody? My gosh,
they're all working at Home Depot right now. They're not available.
Cue up the music. Havrasik, 2 for 2 on field goals with a long of 43, hit all 3 extra points as well. Daniel Whelan, only 2 punts for 91 yards, had a long of 56, and he perfectly pinned them inside the 10, right on that inside the 20 punt there. So just doing his job as he always does. So anything else on the box score you boys want to hit before we jump into going around the league and get some of these score updates?
Do you guys think it's weird that they don't try Savion at punt returner? I hate seeing Romeo taking the type of hits he's taken.
I think it is a little strange, Jacob. I do, man. I don't know why they chose to do that. I have no idea. But how do you guys feel about it? Would y'all rather see Savion try to take over punt return duties?
I would, but I wonder if it's a hands thing. I wonder if they just they have more trust in Rome fielding them at this point.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Savion might be a little too lengthy or something for punt return, if that's what they, that they could think. Because, you have a short Matthew Golden, you got a shorter Romeo Dobbs. I don't know.
Yeah. J. Cole asked, what about Melton? Dude, Melton is a dog on Madden returning kicks. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, he is.
He's mean. Coach Lynn says, I want to see Bo get a shot at punt return. Amen. Because he seems to have pretty good hands. He does. Hell, he's a former receiver.
He's the guy anyway.
Yeah. Here was Carrington Valentine leaving the field just a few minutes ago.
Nation, CV in the building, man. All we got to do is got the dub. Big dubs in the building. Big juice, man. Hey, go pack gold. Nation.
Get that big juice, man.
You hear what he said? All we had to do was get the dub.
That's right.
He didn't say nothing about the final score.
Got that right, Tim. I'm glad he didn't, sir. All right, let's move it along here. Let's see. Let's go around the league. Does that sound good to you guys? Then we'll get the standings and get out of here. That good?
Sure.
All right. We'll go rapid fire. I'm going to try to get AI to create us some music, so we can have a little background music when we go around the league like this.
Little
all right.
banjo,
just a little banjo. Emilio's been trying for so long to get me to have a banjo theme song for the Open.
Little banjo or like little plucking. I don't know. We could figure something out.
Yes.
Little fiddle.
Yeah. All right, let's go around the league here, guys. The Raiders defeat the Titans at home 20-10. No surprise there. The Raiders improved to 2-4. The Titans fall to 1-5. Emilio, turn on that sports talk tomorrow when you're rolling around Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm telling you, it just floats right upstream from Nashville, man. Maybe downstream. No, it's upstream. You're right. So, yeah, Raiders get that dub over the Titans. Titans are in a bad spot right now. Obviously, we talked about the Packers. Here's a big one. The Buccaneers defeat the 49ers 30-19. Guys, I was watching that one on my computer screen while watching the Packers game. Fred Warner demolished his ankle. His foot was pointing in the opposite direction. So, yeah, there you go, Coach Lynn. Warner injury was bad for the Niners. Made me want to throw up on my keyboard, Coach. It did. So, that's going to be a for the Niners.
Was it worse than the Tyreek Hill one?
No, it wasn't as bad as Tyreek. Tyreek's was bad. What made Tyreek so bad is then he got on the cart and he was laughing like nothing was wrong. I was like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? Like, it's just unbelievable. Throw the air cast on, he's good to go, which Fred Warner was kind of grinning too, but it was gruesome. They popped it back in place on TV. I'm telling you, I was like, oh, it's pointing into, what are we doing? What are we doing? I had to change the channel. It's unbelievable. So they'll probably be without Fred Warner, one of the best linebackers in the history of the game for a little while at least. Buccaneers, like I said, win 30-19. They're now in control of the NFC. They're sitting at 5-1. The 49ers fall to 4-2. The Broncos at the Jets. Tim going to be grinning like a possum in a dumpster. The Jets fall to 0-6 as the Broncos defeat the Jets 13-11.
Jets going Jet.
You got that right, man. Let's just take a quick glance here at the box score. I want to know how bad it was, Tim. So Justin Fields 9 of 17 for 45 yards. To think that Aaron Glenn had Aaron Rodgers fly all the way across the country to tell him, I don't want you as my quarterback. And his quarterback just threw for 45 freaking yards.
Actually, as a team, it's -10 because he took 9 sacks with 55 yards lost.
What?
Their passing yards as a team, 35 yards.
What?
Yeah, but they don't need Aaron Rodgers. It's just unbelievable, man. Breece Hall only had 22 carries for only 59 yards. Obviously, Bo Nix gets the win, 19-30. And it wasn't pretty over there either, but they got the job done, 19-30 for 174 and a touchdown. So, it's looking pretty bad. Garrett Wilson, you think he's you remember last year they said it got leaked out through Garrett Wilson's camp that if Aaron Rodgers was returning to the Jets, he wanted to be traded. You get what you deserve, buddy. 8 targets, 3 catches, 13 yards. Good luck to you, sir. Going to be a long season for the Jets. So
rough out.
Oh, look at this though, Josh Myers. He actually had a fumble.
Nice.
That's interesting. All right, so there you go. All right, so again, the Broncos defeat the Jets 13-11. Moving along here, the Colts beat the Cardinals. This helps the Packers a little bit. Obviously, the Cardinals fall to 2-4. The Colts improve to 5-1. So what you got is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Indianapolis Colts are the two teams. Obviously the Bucs in the NFC, Colts in the AFC that seem to have kind of separating themselves a little bit from the rest of the league, but the Colts get the win there. Chargers at the Dolphins. The Chargers squeak one out 29-27. They improved to 4-2. The Dolphins fall to 1-5 there. Kind of interesting. They scored 27 points without Tyreek Hill against the Chargers there. It's kind of interesting. So Patriots improved to 4-2. How about that story, guys? Drake May had been on fire. 25-19 over the Saints. The Saints fall to 1-5. They're obviously in complete rebuild mode now. And here you go. So the Jets didn't need Aaron. Steelers improved to 4-1. They win 23-9 over the Browns. And Aaron Rodgers on the day, 21 of 30, 235 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. He was not sacked.
I'm sorry. I was told Aaron Rodgers was washed.
Exactly.
I'm not understanding.
Yeah. He's just going out there and taking what the defense gives him, Tim, and just winning ball games. Mike Tomlin loving every minute of it.
Just being the greatest thrower of the football ever, Yeah.
Here's what's crazy. Aaron's having a good year. Now, PFF says he's horrible, which cracks me up because he's got one of the best touchdown to interception ratios in the league right now. However, if you had to pick right now for one game, to win one game, Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love, I'm picking Jordan Love. That's an exciting place to be, boys. Really exciting.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Goody made the right choice. Did he not?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, moving along. We talked 49ers, Buccaneers, didn't we? Yeah, we already hit on that. So, obviously on Thursday night, the Giants boat raced the Eagles 34-17. The Eagles fell to 4-2. The Giants improved to 2-4 there with the frat boys. So, Brooke in the house with the dono. Thank you so much, Brooke. Appreciate you. Good to see you in here. Appreciate you supporting the show as you always do. Any of these scores, stat lines you guys and gals want to see before we move on?
You can keep that Giants-Eagles score up there for a while. We can enjoy that view. Relive that massacre on Thursday night.
And Jalen Hurts, Tim, 24-33, 283 looks good. Yeah. Touchdown and interception. But, boy, he missed on a couple throws where it was like A.J. Brown was running butt naked through the trailer park, and he just completely missed on him deep, man. So,
yep.
Brooke with the super chat. I'm late to the chat. Are we mad at the defense? Brooke, I think that most Packer fans give the defense a pass pretty easily. I'm not mad at the defense. They average less than 5 yards a play, it sounds like. So you could look at the score and go, oh no, that's this, what happened against the Bengals. But honestly, I think the defense played pretty darn well. Especially the fact that we lost the turnover differential and they still only gave up, what was it we gave up? Was it 18 points?
18.
And it took 2 4th-down conversions, too, for them to get to that 18 points, as Zach Cruz pointed out, Brooks. So, me personally, I'm not mad, but I do crack up at the people that are quick to rake special teams and the offense over the coals. But then when the defense struggles, they go, la, 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 you know. But how about you guys? If you gave them a grade from an F to an A, what would you grade the defense today? We'll start with you, Jacob. What letter grade would you give the defense today?
I'd give them a B-.
Okay.
All right. Tim?
I'll give him a B, straight up B.
Okay.
I was going to say
call me
B.
Buzz.
I was going to say a B+ just because, I mean, the only thing you had was 2 superstars making a couple crazy plays and a very experienced quarterback spinning it and getting it out fast and giving them a chance. They're going to have those. I thought the defense really did play great. 50 yards rushing and, 100 and change passing. I mean, they weren't bad.
I'm with Biz here. He says a solid B. I can understand a B+. I can understand a B-, right? So anywhere from a B to a C+, I'd be okay with. Yeah, there you go, Coach Lynn, C+. Still no turnovers. That's a great point.
That's my thing. Yeah.
Got to start getting those turnovers for sure. So we've got the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs that just kicked off here in the first quarter. Goff throws right and hits his receiver, who gets completely upended but picks up the first down. So the Lions are on the march here. The Lions are 4-1 heading into Kansas City, who are sitting at 2-3. So this is going to be a fun one to watch here this evening. So
I can't believe I'm saying this out loud.
I was going to say, dude,
just
going to say that, Tim. I knew exactly what you were going to say. It's like, this is going to suck. I don't even want to watch this.
Yeah. I'm definitely pulling for the Chiefs. No doubt.
And we know AFAM is too, right?
Mm-hmm.
AFAM's
Patrick Mahomes.
There it is. Here's the guy.
Here's a guy.
AFAM's wearing a pair of whitey tighties signed by Patrick Mahomes. Promise you that.
Never been washed.
There's an end around, and Detroit they got hemmed up. All right, so just a 1-yard gain there. Emilio, who you rooting for in this one, man?
Got to be the Chiefs, right?
Got
to be. I don't know. I just let's do a little defensive scouting on the Lions and see what's to come at the end of the year.
I missed the Dallas game, didn't I? Yeah, we wasn't done yet. I apologize. I jumped the gun there. Cowboys drop a tough one to the Panthers. How's SA doing tonight, man? Because the Panthers played good ball tonight, man.
Tough. Last second field goal. I mean, that's a brutal way to go. Because they could have saved it, man. They could have been 3-2-1 and be right in perfect position, but
and look at Dak, man. 25 of 34, 261 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Let's see if it gives us – sometimes it'll give you the projection here. It's not doing it, is it? Usually if you go to stats, it'll give you a little bit of a projection on the season. But, yeah, it ain't doing it. I don't know. I need to find that actual screen. But I'm sure he is on track to do amazing things this year.
Mm-hmm.
Dak's having a hell of a year for sure. But nonetheless, they come up short 30-27 as the Panthers get the win there at home. They improved to 3-3. Cowboys sit at 2-3-1. Who would have thought the Panthers would have a better record than the Cowboys this year? It's wild to think about.
Crazy.
So, all right, moving along. We also have the Seahawks defeating the Jaguars. I know we were all pulling for the Jaguars, but the Seahawks pull it out. And man, oh man, Sam Darnold continues to do it. 16-27, 295 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no picks. If you're a Minnesota Vikings fan, I don't know what you're watching the show, but if you are a Vikings fan, you are hating yourself right now for moving on from Sam Darnold, because they could be in the driver's seat of the NFC North right now. They really could. Kenneth Walker. They kept the running game pretty well in check. It was just all Sam Darnold today, man. Moving the rock for sure. So I think the Jaguars are going to be fine, though. They still sit at 4-2, and the Seahawks are one of the hotter teams in the league right now. And then I think we have one more here. Yeah, the Rams get a win over the Ravens 17-3. Obviously, Lamar Jackson did not play, so Cooper Rush was the backup, and he was 11 of 19 for 72 yards and an interception. So they never really
playoffs.
Exactly.
Seriously, man, that's brutal.
So I think that is everything. Yeah, we hit them all. So now let's jump over to the standings real quick, and we'll wrap this big bear up and just kind of walk through the league, the division leaders, if you will. So in the AFC East, the Bills lead the way at 4-1. The Patriots right behind them at 4-2. And some of these bye weeks are going to obviously separate some of these teams and break up those clusters. The Pittsburgh Steelers are leading the AFC North 4-1. It's not even close. The Bengals are the closest one behind them now, sitting at 2-4. Let me make sure this is refreshed real quick. I apologize. Yeah, there we go. Baltimore Ravens falling to 1-5 is just absolutely crazy, man. AFC South, the Indianapolis Colts leading the way at 5-1. The Jaguars sitting at 4-2, and then everybody else kind of falling behind. The AFC West, the Chargers and the Broncos both sitting at 4-2. The Chiefs sitting at 2-3, trying to improve to 3-3 tonight against the Lions, which they now have a first and goal. The Lions are at the 9-yard line. They hand off inside run down to about the 4-yard line. That's live action right now. NFC East, the Eagles still lead the way at 4-2. The Commanders right behind them at 3-2. Cowboys sitting at 2-3-1, and the Giants at 2-4. The Detroit Lions sitting at the top of the North before tonight's game at 4-1. The Packers right there behind them at 3-1-1. Then the Vikings at 3-2. The Bears sitting at 2-2. The Bears are playing Monday Night Football tomorrow, so that's going to be a fun one to root against there. Tampa Bay leading the NFC South at 5-1. Panthers behind them at 3-3, not really close at this moment. And then the 49ers, Seahawks, and the Rams are all sitting at 4-2 in the NFC West. So as it sits right now, guys, on this glorious October the 12th, I think the NFC West has the best division. What's your all's thoughts on all that?
Crazy, because they thought that the North was going to be like that. And I was really worried about Matthew Stafford's back. And you have Sam Darnold going over there. Brock Purdy's out there. There's just a lot going on in that division, and they still end up finding a way to win. But happy where we're sitting right now. I know that tie doesn't look great, but it's helping us. I think it'll help us, honestly, the rest of the season. Much better than a loss.
AFAM says, thanks, Clayton. AFAM's recording the game. Go ahead, Jacob, Tim, anybody?
I mean, I would agree that I think the NFC West right now has the bragging rights for being the toughest division, but I'd say we're a close number 2, especially depending on how Chicago comes out and performs tomorrow. Everybody tried to write, and rightfully so. I think that I was a little bit harsh in saying that the Lions are going to fall off. I am a little bit surprised at the way, like you referenced earlier, that the Vikings are so willing to just let go of not only Sam Darnold, but let's not forget Daniel Jones, who are arguably 2 of the best top 5 quarterbacks right now in the league. Decided to put all their chips in and go with a guy like J.J. McCarthy there, and now they're kind of reaping what they sow with some of that first-year jitters and all that, the stuff that comes with that. So I think if the Packers just keep playing, fundamental kind of sound football, that we can just kind of trudge ahead, and hopefully in the next quarter of the season we look back and evaluate the rest, and we'll hopefully be in first place. That's what I hope.
Yeah, I think looking at just the NFC, the way it's shaping up right now, playoff picture is going to be pretty competitive. I mean, I think you're going to have playoff teams from multiple divisions. There's 7 spots, right? We're all going to be fighting. So, I mean, we've got to win these games. We really do. And we're kind of running into the gauntlet of the season on our schedule here once we get into November. And we're going to be playing some better teams. So it's crucial that, like Jacob said, man, we have to just stick to our fundamentals and not beat ourselves like we did today. I thought we played pretty well as far as, not getting too many boneheaded penalties and shooting ourselves in the foot. We didn't see a million false starts and things like that. So as long as they continue to play fundamentally sound, I believe they'll be in the mix. And that's all that really matters. You want to win your division, obviously. You'd like a first-round bye in home field and all of that, but just get yourself a spot in the playoffs, and you got a chance to go bring a Lombardi home.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so yeah, to your point, Tim, I think it was Emilio. Pull that back up if you don't care. Let's look at the schedule real quick. So you get the win against the Bengals. Next week we travel to Arizona to face the Cardinals. Listen, that's a winnable game, but it's not a slam dunk. None of them are, right? They may be without Kyler Murray. He missed today. And then the following week, you go in and face the red-hot Pittsburgh Steelers. Jordan Love against Aaron Rodgers, man, on Sunday Night Football. That is going to be absolutely awesome. And I'm going to try to make sure I don't work Monday after that game, because I'm just going to stay up late and enjoy it. And hopefully we got a victory Monday the next day, coming in here with a headache. You know what I mean? Then you got the Carolina Panthers. As the Dallas Cowboys proved today, they're not a slam dunk win against the Panthers. Then you got the Eagles at home on Monday Night Football. Then back on the road against the frat boys over there, Scatterboo, in New York against the Giants. Then we got the Vikings coming back home for Week 12 on a 1 o'clock kickoff there at Lambeau. That'll be fun. The weather will start to turn a little colder. That'd be good. Week 13 on the road against Detroit. Then Chicago back at home Week 14. That's a 1 o'clock kickoff. And then back on the road against a tough Denver Broncos team. And then back on the road against Chicago that next week. And then, of course, you end the season with the Baltimore Ravens, who should have Lamar Jackson back by then, unless their season goes completely south, which one win up to this point it pretty much already is. Maybe they'll just decide to shut him down for the year if it's a lingering injury. So the other thing I want to point out real quick, Puka Nacua, guys, 54 catches this year for the Rams. He's leading the league. 616 yards receiving. He's leading the league right now. Puka Nacua is a damn dog. When Devontae Adams is your number 2 target, the Rams are going to be in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, thank God we don't play them, right? We don't.
Seriously.
All right. So there you go. Anything else you guys want to hit on before we do the giveaway here, boys? Anything at all? Parting thoughts, I guess we should say.
Hopefully we get Scoot back next week. It'd be nice to see him get a little bit of snaps, maybe 5 or 10 snaps, something like that. And hopefully, prayers up for Bullard and LVN and Tay Wicks as well with whatever they're dealing with. I'm sure we'll get more details going forward. But we're going to need to be at as close to full strength as we can coming down the stretch here. We can't afford to cough one up to a team like Arizona or Carolina. So, we got to be on our P's and Q's here going forward.
Yeah, here's a great point. Someone read that for me on the screen. I'm gonna try to pull this up real quick.
Yeah, Ed Madden says that Nacua and Marvin Harrison were both injured today too, so that's a bummer. Not sure what the severity is of those injuries there, but it's been a weird year, man. It feels like that as soon as people start getting cooking, that the injury bug has been biting a lot of high-profile people. Right. I know my fantasy team is depleted, absolutely depleted. But yeah, man.
Yeah, so there was early concerns it might be a fibula injury on Nacua, but you could see a replay. I'm not going to put it on the screen, obviously. We'll get dinged for it, but he comes down. It looks like it might be a toe injury, but it looks like what officially was said after the game was this is according to Adam Schefter of ESPN. Sean McVay said wide receiver Puka Nacua has an ankle injury, and he is uncertain if he will be able to play next week against the Jaguars in London. Man, if it is an ankle injury and you got swelling, Emilio, they probably don't want him on that airplane, do they, man, going across the pond?
Nope, we're just going to leave you right over here in the States, and we'll just keep that under wraps, just rice that thing all weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and hammer the over on Devontae Adams' numbers. So,
yeah.
There you go. Looks like Detroit ended up settling for a field goal. They lead 3-0. There's 5 minutes left in the first quarter. I think that was the only drive of the game. So they had a 10-minute drive, I'm assuming, unless the Chiefs had it for a 3-and-out to start the game. I'm not sure. So we'll keep our eye on that. All right, let's do a giveaway, boys. Y'all ready?
Spin it.
Somebody in the chat, give me a number between 1 and 10 as quick as possible. A number between 1 and 10. If you guys are new here and wondering what the hell are you doing, why is there a crooked pinky on the screen? This is our giveaway. All right. So anybody who's a member on YouTube, anybody who's a member of our Patreon group, we recommend you be a member in Patreon. You get a lot more access to things over there. Patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access, extra content, chats, all that good stuff. So if you're a member, you get entered into our giveaways when we do it. Looks like Chad Inc. said 4. I think he was the first number in here. So let's shuffle this thing 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tim, you ready to give away an autographed Marshawn Lloyd rookie card, sir?
Let's spin it, man.
All right, I need to hear that big money, no whammy. Here we go.
Big money, no whammy. Big money, no whammy. Big money, no whammy.
No. Land on Emilio.
The winner of the Marshawn Lloyd card is
Doug Fox.
Okay. That sounds like one of those 1970s actors.
I was going to say.
Welcome to the stage, Doug Fox.
I got a Doug Fox that worked for me. I hope it's not the same person.
All right. So, Doug Fox, you are the winner of the Marshawn Lloyd card. All right. So, what I need you to do, sir, is reach out to me in Patreon. If you're not in our Patreon group, then what I need you to do is shoot me a text message to 865-658-5824. We'll get your information and have that mailed out. So, again, Doug Fox is the winner of our Marshawn Lloyd autographed rookie card. Thank you for supporting the show. Thanks to everybody on this list. Look at how many people are on this list, guys.
Seriously.
Awesome.
Respect Ernest says Doug Rock's races for pink slips.
There you go. You heard it from a fan right here. All right. Anything else, boys? Anything at all?
No.
All right. We nailed it, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. And listen, we had an awesome crowd in here. If y'all would hit like, hit subscribe. If you were new here, thanks for hanging out this evening. Obviously, the Packers get a huge win here at Lambeau Field to get back in the win column and obviously turn this thing around. And one last question for everybody. What's your win total right now? What do you think the Packers will finish with? Because as we came into this week, I was sitting 11 to 13 wins is kind of where I'd settle in. I think I'm still there. I think I'm still got the Packers somewhere between 11 to 13 wins, and it's about time for me to hone that in to a 2-game buffer there. As United Bates with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. 27 to 18. His tradition continues. We appreciate you, Bates. Thank you for the dono, man.
Bates, the great.
Yeah. What do y'all think? What's your win total? How we feel about it?
I was going to say 12 to 13.
Ooh, all right. So you got them already. 12 is the floor. I love it, man.
I had them at 14 and 3 going into the season. So damn, Ty screwed everything up for me. So I'm gonna stay with. I'm gonna go to 13. I think we get 13.
I'll be the Debbie Downer. I'll say 10 to 12.
Jeez, Jacob.
10 to 12, Jacob. Essentially, what you're saying is, look, there's a chance they miss the playoffs. Right, there's a slight chance they miss the playoffs.
Well, I mean, the tie didn't help, but I don't know.
I got you, man. I got you. Yeah, I'm not hating. I'm just, I understand where you're at there. I do. And again, if they lose one of these next 2 games, I'll probably go from that 11 and 13 down to 10 and 12. You know what I mean? Somewhere in that range, and then within the next week or two, we'll close it into just a 2-game buffer. So anyway, I want to give a special shout out to everybody everybody in the chat. First of all, you guys make this show. Really appreciate everybody being so active. Clint the Armchair Quarterback, Godsmack AR69, HE Solder, Clint the Armchair Quarterback coming back with gifting some memberships. King Tron, Godsmack, Miss Brooke in the house for a couple donos, and of course Bates with the traditional score price tag there with the super chat. So thank y'all so much for the generosity. We will be back. Is that a word, generosity? I think it is.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah, I'll have my people reach out to their people. There you go. All right, so we'll be back tomorrow for a Victory Monday edition of PTA. We'll bring you the PFF grades, any other news, any injury news that might slip out. We'll give you guys the update. We'll also obviously have the update on whether or not the Chiefs can upset the Detroit Lions at home and how that may impact the NFC North as well. Because you guys,
or maybe they could tie.
Yeah, hey. Correct me if I'm wrong. If Detroit loses this game, we're in the lead in the NFC North, right? Because of the tie.
We'd be tied for the lead, wouldn't we?
I don't know.
No, they had us above. But that would mean they would fall.
Yeah, because we beat them. But
that's right. We have them in the head-to-head so far. Yep.
But I don't even know if that matters. And let me explain what I mean. Though they would fall to 4-2. We're sitting at 3-1-1. The other day, they actually had us. We were 2-1-1. And the Vikings, they had us above the Vikings with their current record. So I'm pretty sure we would be in the lead regardless of the head-to-head or the half-game lead. Exactly, Tony. But really what you got to do when there's ties involved is look at the losses, right? The team with less losses is going to get the advantage in the standings. So the Packers, if the Lions somehow lose this game, the Packers will be in the lead in the NFC North. Yeah. So, we would be up by half a game. So. All right. That's it, guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Hit that like on the way out. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Jacob, you got to go to the club tonight, man.
I mean, I got to wrangle in some of these. Never mind.
You about said something bad.
Yeah.
You about maybe edit the whole show, didn't
you?
No. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care.
There we go.
Bye, guys.